Welcome to 8-Bit Basic. And as you can see from my giant fingers here, we're on a calculator. But it's not just a calculator. This calculator is actually a pocket computer. It's got a QWERTY keyboard. Yes, it has a calculator functions, but it does run real BASIC. This is the first video in my series called BASIC Bytes, where we just look at something fun to do with BASIC or a particular BASIC topic, or maybe something that's not too heavy, but it's always going to be BASIC related. The Casio FX-750P coincidentally is as old as me. It came out in 1981. We do have a backup RAM card system, so let me show you down here. We have two slots, slot 0, slot 1. In slot 0 we have a massive, now let me get it out for you, 4K memory. So there we go. You can see there the contacts are a little bit dirty, so it's a little bit particular when I pop it back in. I wanted to give that a clean very soon, but there is two slots, so potentially this could become an 8K machine. Woo! In this video, we're going to have a quick look at the code that created the program you just saw, and I'm going to type in another short program live with you all so you can see exactly what it's like hands-on, or should I say fingers on, with the Casio FX-750P. Now, before we get into it, if you like what's going on here at 8-Bit Basic, please consider giving me a thumbs up, a subscribe, or leave me a little comment on one of my videos. It really helps a lot. And I have a very exclusive Patreon. You could be one of the founding members. It's so exclusive that our only member at the moment is Corey M. So welcome to the 8-Bit Patreon. If you'd like to join Corey and support the channel, just have a look in the description. There is no obligation. As I said, channel's not changing. You are still going to get all of the videos from me. Let's jump into it. The program you just stored, I've got it stored in P0, so I have just figured out, if we look here in the red, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different program slots, and those are saved on the RAM card. So that's one of the reasons that I actually purchased this model when I was looking around, because some of them required, from what I can see, is the tape drive to save stuff, and I didn't want to have to try and get a tape drive interface or a modern one. I thought, oh, that'd be too much of a punish. So this is actually looking quite good. It's not as feature-packed as the TRS-80 pocket computers, but I think I'm still going to have a lot of fun with this. So to list the program, Shift-L. It lists pretty quick, so I'll do my best to talk through it. So we're clearing the screen, wait 30, locate 6, that's the 6 character on the screen, and then it prints welcome to. Then we have a loop for 200 to wait. Then x equals 0 to 23, locate x. So that goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, prints it all across the screen. Locate 6, that's when it prints 8-bit basic on the 6 slot. Y equals 1 to 5, beep 0, beep 1. So that was the low beep, high beep going boop, 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 boop. Then it goes, there's a 200 loop to wait, and then it starts all again. Whew, I hope you got that. Let's look at the program running one more time. The good thing is I can just use the shortcut run, but if I want to just type run, unlike other systems, you can just type in the keyword as well, and it will still work. So here's our welcome to. It waited, starts doing our beeps. So it's printing each character slot. And then was our high beep, low beep, high beep, low beep. Then it's going to loop back and start again. So like all the basics, we have our break here. So it broke at 1:30. That's that code. Let's jump into something else. It's from the manual. It is a number guessing game. This is only my second time fingers on with the machine. So hopefully I've figured out what I need to do. I want to use program number 1 so I can maintain program number 2. So shift. Cool. Ready P1. I only just figured out today that that's what the P1 and the P0 meant, sorry. So 10, I'm just going to have to shift my microphone down a bit. So I'm going to sort of look at my computer, because that's where the video is, because I have this flat on the screen, flat on my table, and I can't actually see it very well. So hopefully I can figure out what I'm doing. So 10, I don't have to do spaces actually, it will insert them. 10, A equals integer. Random, now we do have a random, don't we, somewhere here? It could just be quicker for me to type it, but I'm sure it's here. Yep, found it, and that took me quite a while. There it is. Integer random times 20, so that's going to give us a number between, well, sorry, we need to do the +1 first of all, so that will give us a number between 1 and 20, close brackets, colon for our next part of the code, C equals 0, C equals 0. I do like that you don't have to do a shift or anything to get to the 0 key. That's quite nice. And when I press enter, it will show me my line. A equals integer random. So integer just drops all of the decimal points, so it gives us the whole numbers. And I think that is correct. And we do have to use this enter key, not that enter key. That's something that I learned. Okay, next line. Oh, sorry. C equals 1. That is incorrect. So let me learn how to edit. So edit line 10. Already made a mistake. We do have the lovely cursor keys that are quite easy to use, and I can just type straight over it. It's not 1, it needs to equal 0. I think not 00, so shift delete. There we go. Oh, I must have done 10. Pretty sure C that we just did there is the turn counter. So 20, C equals C plus 1. So every time we have a turn, yep, C equals C plus 1. It knows that we've had a turn that increments 30 input. Okay, is it around I? Ah, there it is. 30 input number. So that's going to print it on the screen. Exclamation mark. It's over here somewhere, I remember. Oh, there. Why can't I see it? Oh, there it is. It's right in front of me. Input number, how many dots? 1, 2, close, and then we will do the semicolon B. And I do like how the code just pops up on the screen so I can quickly double check it. I think that's good. So that's going to ask us to input a number, and it's going to store the number as the B variable. So 40, if, I can just probably type if, it's probably quicker than me looking for it. If B is less than. I'm always shocking with less than and greater than. And there they are. So if B is less than A, then print. Is there? Oh, there's then. Then print. So that is a bit time saving when you figure out where the program keys are. Then print low. 2 exclamation marks. So it's going to print the word low on the screen because the number I guessed was too low. Colon. Space. Close my quotation marks, colon, semicolon, so I've got to do both. So that one, go to 20. Do I have a go to? Oh, yeah, go to 20. So that should keep me in the guessing loop. So every time so if my number is too low, it'll send me back to 20, which will increment the guess, and I will keep guessing. 50, so this must be what happens if my guess is too high. If B is greater than, boop. So if B is greater than A, then print high with exclamation marks. It's very exclamatory. It's over here, isn't it? Yep. Colon, space. Good, good. Close quotations, semicolon, colon, go to 20. So I think that's the main part of our game loop where we're guessing. Oh, 60, we get a beep. There it is. Now when you just do plain beep, because the beep command is beep 0 and beep 1, 0 is the low beep. But if you just do beep, it assumes beep 0 as well. So it's going to give us the low beep, not the high beep. Wait 30. So we have a nice little wait command built in, so we don't have to necessarily type an x equals 1 to whatever loop. So 65, wait 30. So the wait command is quite handy. I've also learned about wait that if you do a thing that scrolls the screen, obviously because we only have one line, it doesn't automatically scroll. It will wait, and you have to press a button to make it scroll unless you tell it that the wait is 0. So that's another thing I've picked up already. 70, print. Oh, congratulations. We're not going to put the S on because it's just one congratulation. 70, print congratulation. Oh, and I forgot the exclamation points. So delete doesn't actually delete. You have to use the back key. And then if you want to remove something, you can press the delete, but you can just type straight over it. Congratulations, exclamation mark, close. Let me just move back over. Cool. Let me just do a quick list. I want to make sure that's, so we've got 10, 20, yep, inputs the number, to the B. B is less than A, then it says too low, goes back to the loop. 50 is high, goes back to the loop. 60 does the beep. 65 is our wait. 70 prints our congratulation. All right, 80, next line. Print, you guessed it. Okay, because we've got wait 30, that means all of the print commands after that are going to stay on for whatever 30 equals. Okay, that's cool. Print 30, you guessed it. You guessed it. This is actually not that bad to type on, to tell you the truth. It's, you know, you just, just with my big chunky fingers, you just have to be precise. But the key is just like a calculator. There's not much resistance. You don't have to really press them like other membrane things. It's quite nice. Oh, I keep forgetting my exclamation points. You guessed it. 90. Oh, and then it's going to tell us how many guesses. Print. You space guessed. Oh, you got it in something tries. Let's go back. You. Oh, I should actually look at what I'm writing. You got it in. Which colon? So then this is going to print the C variable, which is how many guesses we've had in C. And the code doesn't have this, but I want to put a space here. Space tries. Otherwise, there will be no space after the number. Oh, $sign. No. Oh, I don't actually need to use shift for that. And then that will wait for 30 because we're already on wait 30 from line 65, and 100 is just end. There is a beep. Okay. I'll just move my microphone close to the old personal computer and let's see if our game runs. 17. Ooh, too low. No, it was too high. I need to go. No, it was too low. 18. 19. 20. Oh, what were the odds? It was 20. All right, let's have another round. Let's run it. Okay. Ooh, there's 5. I'm going to go 5. Low. 7. 12. Oh, 14. Better not be 20 again. 18. Ah, too high. 16. Haha, congratulations. Well, that's it. That's my super quick introduction to the FX-750P Casio personal computer with BASIC built in. I'm going to start having a look for other little games and programs. I definitely want to get an adventure game happening on this because I think there's a lot we can do with an adventure with just this little screen. So thanks for watching. Consider leaving me a comment, a thumbs up. If you had one of these and there are any programs you really liked, please let me know about them and I'll see what I can do. I'd love you to join me on the Patreon. Thanks for watching and I'll see you all soon for some more 8-Bit Basic.